reflecting on how much each human being has a capacity to change. I think we forget that, and I think there is nowadays a lot of rhetoric around discussion around, can we change? Does anyone actually have the power to change? There's behavioral psychology that talks about it. And some science suggests that we could change ourselves in some maybe surface level ways, but fundamentally we are who we are after the first 5 years of life or whatever.
Right.
This course in particular made me feel like there is a real capacity to change fundamentally, even as adults. And I was reflecting on how I personally am an example of that. I feel like I've fundamentally changed as a result of this technique. And I think that gave me a lot of hope, because coming out of the retreat, I was just kind of listening to the news, and of course nowadays news is typically not great.
Yeah.
And there are so many problems in the world, so many problems, and they're really big problems. But we keep chasing external solutions or technical solutions to these problems. And what we forget is that anytime we're looking for external solutions, it's always going to be a product of our inner world.
Yeah.
So if we're not working on inner solutions, if we're not working on focusing on how we can be better people, how we could get rid of our own greed, our own lust, our own anger, our own jealousy, all of these defilements that are inside of us, unless those are not uprooted, then any external solution is going to be a product of those things.
Absolutely. I remember hearing about, when there's big debates about getting rid of like nuclear weapons, for example, or banning guns.
Mm-hmm.
The ban on those things aren't the problem, because if you were to get rid of that, that thinking that's within will manifest into something else.
That's right.
Which you need to address the thoughts and the inner things that created the need for, or the thought that there is a need for nuclear weapons or guns in the first place.
That's right.
Right?
That's the only root solution.
Yeah.
Of course, in the interim, we can get rid of nuclear weapons, we can get rid of guns, and that would help. But as you said, unless we get to the root of the matter, the underlying causes will manifest in a different way. And I think that there is such... one thing that I feel is happening nowadays is there is a lot of energy around solutions. Like, I'm thinking particularly about the environmental degradation and climate change. And there's so much energy and so much, especially in the younger generation, like real genuine care for the environment, and like we want to do something and we have to fix this. And yet I feel like the solutions that are coming up do not include that inner component, and so we are bound to repeat the same mistakes.